So many thanks for the opportunity, Minttu, Hanna-Stina, Tieto, to invite me to come and talk to you about the new community update that we've done. My name is Juha Tuomi. I'm the Customer Success Manager based here in Helsinki, Finland, looking after many of you guys online. I saw some familiar names there. And so we are a Nordic team. We look after our Nordic customers here across the 4 countries. And today, the focus is on the community. So let me just flick the slide a little bit. Going past the safe harbor statement, of course, which is ever present in our presentations. So should I make any forward-looking statements, please make any purchase decisions based on what's in the product today. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what community is, because I appreciate that there might be people on the line and attending who don't really know what community is. Then focusing on the changes now, which came about sort of late last year, turn of the year. And then I'm just going to finish up with an innovate topic, just to talk through a little bit, show you myself what are the really good new features around brainstorms and how to take part in our innovation. So that's the agenda for my part. I'll try to reserve time for some Q&A, of course. And if I can't answer any of the technical, really detailed questions, of course, I will get then answers from our community team afterwards. So no worries there. So what is a community? So I think this is one of our biggest assets here at Workday, because it's what you make of it, what you are also participating in. And I think it's a great way to start the 2-day sessions here, because even though if you're a functional owner for recruitment, learning, whatever else you are picking and choosing for the rest of the 2 days agenda, this is common for all of you. This is super important for all of you, and you have a huge role to play in this community. So it really, just to capture in a nutshell, it's a place for customers, partners, workmates, where we can access the most relevant Workday resources, information, where you can network, collaborate, and perform critical business tasks regarding your Workday usage. So we talk about it as a portal. Of course, it is a physical, a place you can go online and do all these things. But there's also the wider community that we make up by being members and Workday users when we meet up for different events as well. So twofold angle there. So that's the community, and I think it's really strong. It's something that really sets us apart, and we're really proud, and I think it's very important for us to maintain it and keep it current and vibrant. And I know here in the Nordics it is very vibrant and active. So I'm very pleased to be part of that as well. Some stats about what does community look like today in terms of usage. So 260,000 active users, 411,000 visits monthly. And if you look at sort of the growth, 8,000 new member accounts created every month. Lots of content as well, mostly by far by users. So over 300,000 pages of user-created content, 80,000 Workday-created content. And on that Workday-created content, for example, all of our strategy roadmaps are there in one single place in community, and that's a pretty useful place for you to look if you want to find out what's coming down the line in further than like this R1 coming up now, what's in the product management roadmap for recruiting, learning, whatever it is. Single place, strategy roadmaps, and there you can find them all listed there, and that's where they all get updated as well in the future. Collaboration, very important. So 250 and over user groups. And for example, we have a Nordic user group here, and we have local user groups. For example, here in Finland, we have a Finnish user group. We just met last week, Friday, had a great time. And so that is part of the sort of the network of the community. It's also product-based user groups, so learning user groups, MA advanced compensation user groups, and so on. So if you want to be part of some a functional area or regional area, I'm sure there's a user group for you to join and be active in there and get actually, you know, answers to your questions, tips from other customers, how they approached certain things. So very, very important part of the Workday ecosystem. Now, with the growth of Workday, with the growth of customer base, the community has not been perfect. It started very well, but with the volume increase in questions, brainstorms, and so on, we noticed ourselves as well, some of the things could work better. So our community team did a lot of surveys last year and before that, and they found out the key pain points around the customer experience was around the search. So it was hard to find things in community. Sometimes the content was a little out of date or not exactly matching what you were looking for. It didn't really have that personalized feel for you when you go in. You should know what you already want in terms of your role profile and so on. And then you had multiple platforms to navigate. You had your Customer Central, you had other things, and you had the community. So we listened to that feedback. On the other side on the collaboration, I mentioned the brainstorm. So unanswered brainstorm has been a big pain for you and for us as well. So we are tackling that as well, and I'll come back to those things in a minute. But that's the feedback we received from you. So we listened, and now we're trying to make things mend here with the change and the new changes and more changes that are coming down the line as well. So this is not the end of the upgrade and the update. We will continue to release new feedback and listen and release new feedback again, functionality again. So what's new now in the new community experience then? So one, unified user experience. So we've now centralized Customer Center, Workday Community, and that's now hidden. There's a Resource Center into one login, into one platform. So you have unified homepage, unified search, unified profile, and the navigation. So all one-stop shop, if you like, going forward. And then what's sunsetting? What are we trying to simplify it with? So obviously the old community homepage is going away, the Resource Center homepage, and the customer homepage is going away at the same time. So the new features that I mentioned as well, unified search, role-based homepage, that's really interesting as well. So when you log in now, it recognizes what role you are performing, and it tailors that content based on the role that you need, things that you need there. And you have a single profile, so that crosses the property and the sites that you need to navigate to. And here it's a busy slide, I know, but it's attempting to. It's a screenshot of the landing page. You've got a common navigation there at the top, so single navigation structure across the different backend properties. Homepage, which is role personified for your role, and single profile, as I said, and then the unified search there at the top there. And it recommends you as well things that you might want to look into. You've got a summary of your success plans or training credits and tenants, all in that one page. Now, I have a couple of videos because I know who does it best is the actual community team that we have. And so I'd like to share these two videos with you. And I hope this embedded link works now. I mean, just give me a shout if it doesn't play properly.
Yeah, sure.
Can you hear it now?
No, actually not. Maybe if you start sharing your screen once more.
Okay, let me try that then. Stop sharing. Share. And let's try again. Better?
Welcome to an overview of the homepage experience within the new Workday community. Today, we'll review how cross-functional teams from all over Workday have collaborated to evolve how you access the most relevant Workday resources and information, perform critical business tasks for managing your goals with Workday, and engage with peers and Workday experts. Previously, when logging into the Workday Resource Center, you'd see multiple tiles. In the new homepage experience, you'll see an integrated homepage that combines navigation, unified search, and a centralized profile, which are all accessible from the top of the page. Below, the rest of your experience will vary based on your user role and the permissions assigned by your organization administrator. The homepage view you're currently seeing is one for an NSC, Name Support Contact, plus TC, Training Coordinator. Cases and tenants are components that display Salesforce data. The data you see for these components are all at the account level. For the Cases component, click on All Cases to navigate to the Salesforce page for all cases. Tenants are also at the account level. Click on Manage Tenants to navigate to the Salesforce page for tenants in Salesforce. You can always navigate back to the home page by clicking the W in the upper left-hand corner. The Announcements component of the home page displays announcements that are specific to your role. For instance, only users with NSC roles will see announcements designed specifically for Name Support Contacts. There will be a maximum of 4 announcements displayed. The recommended component is our new machine learning component. This will recommend specific links to documents or areas that you may be interested in based on a machine learning algorithm. On the left-hand side of the page, you'll see the latest activity section, which will share the most recent activity in our community discussions. Coming back to the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see 2 additional components called Training Administration and Workday Success Plans. If the account has purchased Training Administration and/or Workday Success Plans, you'll see the relevant information here. For Training Administration, you must be a TC, Training Coordinator, to view that information. Again, this is the view for an NSC, Name Support Contact. Thank you for watching this brief overview on the new homepage experience within the new Workday community.
Okay. Now, that was the overview for the new homepage. I'm sure many of you would have already seen it and used it. And I'm trying to now go to the next one, which is around the navigation, on what's new around the navigation. And another, just a short clip from our product team.
Welcome to an overview of the navigation experience for the new Workday community. Today, we'll take a closer look at what the new navigation experience is and how to use the navigation. Today's navigation integrates properties from across Workday's digital experience into one centralized location to ensure you can quickly find what you need. When you sign into Workday Community, you'll see the Community homepage. Across the top of the page, you'll find the navigation's menu items, Global Search, Notifications, your user menu, and the Site menu. You'll also see the Workday logo on the upper left side of the screen, which you can click anytime throughout your experience to quickly navigate back to the homepage. Let's take a closer look at the navigation's menu items. The menu items you see will depend on your assigned role and the permissions assigned by your organization administrator. For this assigned role, the menu items are Learn, Products, Collaborate, Feature Release, Get Help, and Manage. The Manage menu item appears for users who currently have access to Workday's Customer Center or our community organization administrators. Each menu item has a drop-down menu of additional destinations within Workday Community. For example, by selecting Collaborate, you can navigate to Discuss, Innovate, Connect, or discover sections of Community. What's visible in each drop-down menu also depends on your assigned role and the permissions assigned by your organization administrator. The new search box will always be accessible in the navigation header from anywhere within Community. If at any point you have a question during your navigation experience, enter your question or query into the search box and you'll be directed to our search results page. The notification bell displays for the support contacts of named support contacts and named read-only contacts. Notifications point to information that our support team communicates to users about issues we're proactively working on. The user menu is where you'll find access to your profile, activity feeds for our content and collaborate sections, your personal bookmarks, collaborate updates, settings, and subscriptions. Select settings to change your password in multi-factor authentication. Finally, click on the Site menu to access additional Workday community properties with the same login. This includes Workday Learning, Admin Guide ebooks, and our partner centers and Workday Success Plans. Again, you'll only see the properties you have access to. Thank you for watching this brief overview on the navigation experience within the new Workday community.
Okay. Oh, not to play that again. So I just want to focus on the search a little bit, because I know that when the new update was brought out, the functionality didn't really work that well initially, and I think they even have to take it offline for a little bit to make some fixes. It's now back online, and it's continuing to be developed. So I think this is one of the good features around it. Certainly, my own personal experience is that the links now, what I had earmarked and bookmarked in the past, they tend to work, and the search works at least in the same way, if not better than in the past. So hopefully this will be a big improvement for you as well. Let us know, of course, obviously the feedback that you want to share with us when you use any of the functionalities, but also particularly around the search. It will be great to hear. Now, I want to focus on the collaboration features and functionality as the last section of my presentation here. And here on this slide, you see the various ways that you can collaborate in community. And out of these, I'd like to focus on the innovation side of things, and particularly the ways you can then collaborate with Workday and with Workday product around features and gaps and development ideas. And this is what we call the brainstorm. Now, I'm going to try to do something really brave here, and it's going to go into my own Chrome, because I think it's good to see in practice here. One moment, I should be able to, to just confirm if you can you see that, but I switch now the screen to my own community?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can see your browser.
Yeah, perfect. So this is now as I land into my own community page, and you can see the familiar menu structure here that we just saw in the short demo. So if I go to collaborate and I click innovate, now here you can see now different sections. And for example, design partner groups, if you click on that, it lists all the active design partner groups that our product is searching for your input. So come onto this page regularly to see if they're looking, for example, something that you're interested in actually giving input to. So this is a live page. It gets updated when the new early adopter program or design partner group kicks off. Product will post here a post where they're looking for participants to certain groups, and here you can then apply. So that's really key. One really good way for you to get involved, and we'd love you to do a lot of that with us. And if I go back then, I go back to this Innovate landing page, and here you can see the brainstorms. And now we can see a categorized view of all the brainstorms in HCM, analytics, finance, Peakon. And if I now, for example, click on Peakon, you can see a list of all the Peakon brainstorms that have been created. And now it's sorted by most recent, but I can then choose, for example, most comments or most kudos. I'll choose that now, for example. And it then sorts all the brainstorms within Peakon topic with the most kudos given. And here's the important bit for you guys. If you see these brainstorms that are important to you, go add your own kudos, and more importantly, add your own use case to the brainstorm. So click on the brainstorm, add your comments here. So +1, I agree, and describe the impact that you are experiencing because of this lack of functionality. And this, it's because of this we need to higher FTEs, or we are suffering X amount of delays, or describe somehow, put a value, trying to get a value on the impact that you are receiving, because all of this adds to the way when product reviews these brainstorms, so they get a better idea of the volume and the level of pain in a way that you are experiencing due to this missing functionality, for example. So don't just vote. Go in and add your use case, share it with everyone in your company, everyone to vote, Nordically, user groups, post it there. Let's gather that critical mass and let's try to get this voted on and onto the roadmap. It has a much better chance that way. So those are the two really key things that how we like you to interact with us and going forward as well, and take part in product development. That's all I had. I know it was a bit of a rush session. I hope I managed to do it in time. We still have a couple of minutes for questions, so happy to take those if you have any.